Welcome to Bastard Quest. I'm your game bastard, Kyle.
I'm Todd.
Corey on the mean trombone.
Is Austin.
I have this fantasy that I'm in a ska band,
Okay.
but then I also pretend I'm the lead singer in that
I see.
fantasy.
Could it be
Introducing
So
myself.
you're introducing yourself.
Yes.
could it be big band music?
No. It's ska, trust me.
Because we're playing ACHTUNG CTHULHU.
Oh, okay.
During that period of time in which big band swing was great.
Yeah, that's a precursor to ska.
Is it?
Sure.
Why not? Corey, pick it up green.
So as I said, we're playing ACHTUNG CTHULHU today. This is a 2D20 game system from Modifius Entertainment. It's about fighting Lovecraftian horrors against the backdrop of the Second World War.
They're Nazi.
Nazi horrors,
Yeah.
Yeah.
except for the Japanese ones.
Oh.
So we have played ACHTUNG CTHULHU before. If this is your first episode of the podcast, you don't have to go back and listen to those previous episodes. If you want to, by all means, enjoy. But this storyline will be independent of that one and actually takes place before it.
Yeah, and Austin had to make a new character because his last one was garbage.
It was.
Yeah, we used pre-generated characters that came with the free adventure Quick Trip to France.
And what was your character's name? Was it Dan?
Dan Gregg.
Even the name was awful.
Terrible.
Not Dan Gregory. Dan Gregg.
So, Austin, who are you playing today?
So my new character is very exciting. Adventurer, investigator, criminal.
You should see Austin's eyes light up. It's like a kid that just got a new puppy at
And
Christmas.
Austin, you created this character, correct?
Yes. So there were some things where I just played by standard rules, but I tried my best to roll randomly for most of the characteristics of the build. So
That's
most
why
of
he's a celebrity chef.
and most of these turned out pretty fun. So Pierre Walsh,
Yes.
Okay.
Canadian criminal investigator.
All right.
So he started out as a PI, but once he read from an occult book, which is a background characteristic of my character, he discovered just how horrifying the occult can be. But his first thought was, I can make a lot of money off of this. So he turned into the Indiana Jones of Eldritch horrors.
Well, it sounds way more like L. Ron Hubbard.
I was going to say the same thing happened to me the first time I read the Bible.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So his first thought was, let's Joel Osteen the shit out of this.
Yes, fucking A.
Corey, let's talk about your character.
Yeah, I'm playing the same character from the last one. It's Corporal Sarah Walker. She's an Australian, and she has a dog. Operly, he's back. He's a dog.
Yeah.
Named for...
Our Patreon listener, Derek. Thank you.
Yeah. And Operly and Sarah have we don't know if the psychic connection is just in Sarah's head.
Right.
Given that this is Lovecraftian horror, it's almost certainly not.
Sure.
And Operly's probably the vessel for some sort of horrible eldritch entity that will one day destroy all of you.
Yeah, but it's Eldritch entity that it's also a dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's fine for now.
Yeah.
So it's still
So
a good
we're cool
boy.
with it.
Yeah. It's a chonky pupper. From
Now-
hell. From hell.
Now,
I think that's the name of one of Lovecraft's poems.
what are Sarah and Operly good at?
She's a deadly commando. She's a fearless soldier, actually. She's tough as shit, and she's good at fighting. He's really good at being a dog.
I believe in the previous adventure, he killed the big bad guy.
Yeah, he tore his head off. He's a murderer. He's really agile. He's tough as nails too, and good with insight, like sniffing and seeing if somebody is a good person.
Yeah. Listeners, one reason Austin made a new character is because his last character was not as good as the dog.
True.
Todd, tell us about Sven.
Sven Nielsen.
It's good to have him back.
Yeah, he's Norwegian. He's a rune weaver. He has many fantastic magical spells that he can use, such as the Hammer of Thor, the Blessing of Ire, and the Wisdom of Frigg. I'm not going to explain all those right now, but they'll probably come up at some point during the game. They're all awesome.
Yeah, so these characters are part of Majestic, which is a U.S. division of the FBI. And our game's going to start in August of 1939.
Yeah, this is actually in the past compared to the last
Yeah.
game, but somehow we got tougher in the past.
So yeah, better, yeah.
Because we got some experience from the last kerfuffle.
We leveled up.
And instead of blanket level ups, you can just spend experience to increase different parts of your character.
One thing that Sven used 10 of his experience points to gain the focus of disguise when it comes to stealth.
Oh, boy.
We'll see
Nice.
Hey,
we'll see how that works out.
I'm sure his disguises will be very legitimate.
didn't know that was an option. I could have got a little hat for Oberly.
So all these characters are members of Majestic, which is a relatively recently formed U.S. group to deal with Lovecraftian horrors. It comes out of the FBI's experience with the terror at Innsmouth and the shenanigans.
Why didn't the FBI just arrest Lovecraft? He was alive back then, right?
Yeah, they should have. He probably caused it all. So essentially the background of this world is all the Lovecraftian mythos stories are true and take place in the early 20th century. So I'm going to do a brief summary of the rules real quick.
And if you listen to Dune, it's the same company and very similar rules.
Also, very similar rules to the previous episodes of ACHTUNG Cthulhu that
Yeah.
you've already heard.
Quite similar, in fact. So this is a 2d20 system. What that means is, at minimum, when you're trying to accomplish something in the fiction of the game, our players will roll two 20-sided dice. And what they're trying to do is they're trying to roll low. 1 is the best possible roll, but what they want to roll under is a combination of their ability or their attribute and their skill. So if Pierre is shooting someone, he'd roll his coordination and his fighting. Austin, what's your coordination and fighting?
Coordination is 9, fighting is a 2, with a focus of handguns.
So he'd want to roll under an 11. If he's using a handgun, he has a focus, which means that increases his critical range. So if he rolls a 1 or a 2, it's a critical success.
So since his fighting was a 2 or a 1.
That's right.
Cool.
And so Todd casts spells the same way. You're always going to add an attribute to a skill, and you're always going to roll under. If you roll 20s, that's bad in this game, unlike in Dungeons & Dragons. 20 always results in a complication, which is some additional bad thing. And that range can actually increase depending on, I guess, the threat range of the test. So if it's a difficulty 3 test, the complication range is 18 through 20. Players will have an in-game currency called momentum. That's essentially points they can generate as they play. They can spend that momentum to get more D20s. What else can you guys do with momentum?
You can create a new truth.
Yeah. Truth are just short phrases that describe a character. Like Corey, what is one of Sarah's truths?
Australian.
Right.
What, you want to know one of Oberly's?
Yes.
Dog.
Right. So if there's something that a dog would be better at, like I think smelling came up in the last time we played this.
A dog who can smell is what I could create.
Well, if he was following if you're doing something that coincides with one of your truths, the difficulty of the test is lowered.
Right. I could make him neutered.
You could.
Wouldn't do that, though.
I mean, I wouldn't do that to Oprah. He's such a nice person.
Yeah.
You can also spend momentum to obtain information. You can ask the GM a question.
Yeah.
It buys bonus D20s. You can reduce the time it takes to complete your test. Momentum is good.
When we're in combat, there are major and minor actions, which we'll go over that in a little more detail when we get into some fighting. The last thing is essentially the damage dice. Challenge dice are D6s, and they're gonna roll those things for damage, spell effects, variable effects like that. So on the challenge die, if they roll a 1, that's worth 1 result. If it's a 2, it's worth 2. 3 and 4 are both zeros. 5 and 6 are 1 plus an effect. So if Oberly bites somebody and he rolls a challenge die and he rolls a 5, that's essentially 1 point of damage plus whatever effect Oberly's bite has.
Hurt.
Pain. So you guys ready to play ACHTUNG Cthulhu?
I guess.
Yeah.
Yes?
August 20th, 1939. The storm clouds of war gather in Europe as Hitler and his Nazis threaten Poland. Will the world be plunged into conflict again? Across the Atlantic, the public says no! Still reeling from the Great Depression, Americans have no appetite for a second European adventure. But what they don't know is that Nazi evil has already breached their fair shores. One slimy tentacle of the fascist threat is even now violating a sacred American tradition, the U.S. Postal Service. Tipped off by an informant, government agents move to intercept Nazi spies that have broken into the James A. Farley building right here in New York City.
And Farnar is there.
So you guys are those agents. You are Majestic agents, and you've received a tip that Nazi spies are trying to steal your mail at the Farley Building in New York. The James A. Farley Building is a famous New York landmark. It's a big historical building, designated historical landmark. You can go there today if you want to. And find the bullet holes of the shootout between Majestic and the Nazis. No. So the three of you and some uniformed New York police officers have gone into the Farley Building. It is night. You're trying to track down the Nazi spies within. So the three of you and some NYPD officers are moving through the building. It is night. The building's shut down, of course. You've got flashlights. You're going through the halls, and you go into this large central mail room. There's a large mail sorting machine, crates, carts full of mail, stacked packages, and in the center of the room, there's 4 men around this trash can. You can see the reflection of fire from the trash can. Obviously, they're burning some kind of mail. One of them tosses something in it, and then your lights hit them, and they turn around and, Polizei!
Are these Germans?
Greek, actually.
Oh, weird.
Yeah, they're Germans.
I thought they were a doo-wop group standing around a burning barrel.
And we're in combat.
Sven announces his presence by saying, "Drop those shares catalogs, you sons of bitches."
All right, so as the game master, I decide who will start on a combat and initiative. Generally, it's one of the PCs. In this case, we'll definitely start with you guys. I don't care who goes first. If one of you wants to immediately jump out at these Nazis stealing your mail, do so. And then it alternates back and forth between PCs and NPCs.
I'll go.
Sven?
How many Nazis?
There's 4 guys in dark clothes, trench coats.
Sven is going to draw his bow and shoot at one of the Nazis.
I love that you're carrying around a bow and arrow in a federal
We're
building
all
in New York
heavily armed, yeah.
in 1939. The cops are just looking at this dude. What is Sven dressed like, Todd?
He's got a parka.
Sure, of course.
It's got a hood that's got the fur around it. He's wearing like some nice insulated cargo pants. And
It's August in New York.
yes, he's got his snow boots.
All right. So, what's your coordination and fighting?
My coordination is 9, and my fighting is 1.
So you're gonna roll 2d20, and you're trying to roll under a 10.
Oh, and he rolled an 11. Or do you add them together?
No, they're both individual. They both score successes individually.
Okay, so it's an 11 and a 12.
Sven lets fly an arrow across the room. This guy's about to toss a package into the fire. It hits the package, spins off. ACHTUNG! And one of the Nazis whips open his trench coat, pulls out an MP40, and starts hosing down the area. He's gonna unleash a salvo, which is essentially he's going to empty the clip. That is a critical success.
Jesus Christ.
Yay.
So both hit, so that's 3 successes. So Todd, a hail of bullets comes screaming across the mailroom. Bits of envelope are flying into the air. Sven is hammered. He takes cover behind a mail cart. You're pinned down. You're going to take... So I rolled 4 damage on the challenge dice. He fired a salvo, so the stun on the weapon is activated. What is your resilience?
It's a 4.
Okay, so I only had 2 damage effects from... or 2 effects, weapon effects. So you're not going to be stunned. You still take 4 stress, though. And the guy's cursing in German as he yanks the clip out of the MP40. And it is now one of you.
All right, so Pierre's going to step forward as the German starts to reload and takes aim with his Walther P38. So that's coordination and fighting.
It is, sir.
All right, I have a focus of handguns, so 1 or a 2 is a crit. It's a 1 and a 15, so 2 successes.
2 successes.
Hey.
You just need 1.
And it's a crit.
I'll take a momentum there. And it does 4 dice worth of damage. So 5 damage.
Are you firing at the guy with the MP40, I guess?
Yeah, that was reloading.
Yeah. Pure shots echo off the marble tiles on the floor. This Nazi catches 5 of those bullets, mostly with his face, tumbles over in a pool of spraying blood.
Take that, you fucking hoser.
Oh.
I forgot he was Canadian.
Oh, another Canadian.
So one of the Nazis looks at you guys, and you can see now that he has this machine over half of his face with a blue eyepiece.
Ooh, he's Kano.
He turns and runs out of the room. He gets to the door. He turns. You see something in his hand. He hurls it across the room. It lands right among the NYPD officers. You see flashlights go down on the ground, and there's this cylindrical steel sphere with like a blue eye on it, and then it explodes, but it does not send shrapnel across the room. It's this cloud of red material, this mist, and for a second nothing happens, and then the NYPD officers just start screaming as their blood starts boiling out of their eyes, their skin is sliding off their bones, retching and heaving, trying to get away. The mist slowly expands across the room.
Oi, does anybody have first aid skills?
I do, but sure as God's got sandals, I'm not going into that fucking cloud.
It's Corey, it's your turn. Either Sarah or Oberly.
Okay, Oberly is pictured with a bandana, so I'm going to pull that over his little snout to stop him from breathing in.
Yeah, you guys, he did not hit you guys, so you are out of the mist.
Okay, so the cops are dead.
Technically not yet, but they wish they were.
All right, Oberly, fucking sick 'em. So I point at old Mickey Blue Eyes over there, and or Blue Eye. What colors is it? Natural eye.
You can't tell, it's too dark.
Oh, fuck.
But you think Hazel.
Fuck that. Get him, Oberly. So, I'm sicking Oberly to... Oberly's going to be the fastest of us to get over there.
Almost certainly, yeah. So I'm going to say to get to this guy, Oberly has to navigate, this labyrinth of carts and equipment. It's going to be difficulty to, well, I guess probably agility plus whatever skill you think applies.
Okay, I'm going to say it would be his athletics.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So his agility's an 11.
Of course, he's a dog.
Yeah, super good. And athletics is a 2.
Makes sense.
So I need 2 successes under a 13?
You need 2 successes under 13.
It's a 5 and 11, so that's 2 successes.
That's what you need.
Nice.
Good fucking boy.
So Oberly zigzags across this room, jumping over mail carts, running through the legs of these spies. They try to take shots at him, bullets echoing and ricocheting everywhere, and he's bounding towards the guy at this door, and you see the look of horror falling over this guy's face. One of the Nazi thugs is going to try to take a shot at Oberly, and those shots go wide. He rolled a 19 and a 15.
Terrible.
Sarah's turn is the only PC left.
Okay, how far away are the other Nazis?
They're in close range. They're not that far.
Okay.
A dozen feet. I mean, this is a large mail packing room, but it's not a gymnasium or anything.
Okay, Sarah's going to rush one of them.
Okay.
Either one's fine.
Sure.
Whichever the shorter one is.
Yeah, the short one.
Okay.
There's a short one and a tall one.
Okay. I go after old little feller.
His name's Scott.
Scott. Such a German-sounding name. And she's going to bonk him with that trusty boomerang.
Well, of course she is.
Yeah.
No, she's not throwing it. She's just running up and assaulting him with it.
Yeah.
That's what happened last time.
This isn't shooting. This is
No.
close range. So is this brawn?
Yeah, this is brawn plus fighting.
Brawn plus fighting is a 15.
There you go.
She's a tough gal. And she has focuses in close quarters and hand-to-hand.
Right. So essentially, what's her fighting?
4.
So anything 4 and under is going to be a crit.
Sweet. How many successes do I need?
You just need 1.
God damn it. 18 and a 17.
Ooh.
She runs up, boomerang at the ready. She swings for this guy. He stumbles backwards and he slips. There's envelopes all over the floor. They put his feet out from under him, but he tumbles backwards and she just swipes through thin air. He's stumbling away, pulls out a pistol, and is going to shoot at her.
Piss.
Rolled a 3 and a 17.
God damn it.
So that's 1 success, 2 stress.
I do have 1 armor.
Oh, you do?
Does that mean anything?
I believe armor automatically knocks down.
Okay. She has a She has a helmet.
Yeah, I think it's 1 stress.
Okay.
That is all the bad guys and all the good guys. So we're at the top of the round. Which one of you wants to take the first action out of the gate?
Okay. Oberly's going to have him a chew.
Okay, you want Oberly to attack?
Yes.
Okay, he can attack this Nazi spy, and that is Patreon member Chris Douglas.
Yeah, he's giving him a bite.
Okay, yeah.
So it says his bite attack is agility plus fighting. So agility 11, fighting 3, so that's a 14. And he's got to focus in hand-to-hand, which he doesn't have fucking hands.
Jesus. All right.
Yeah.
Well, that's 1 success.
1, that's all you need.
Oh, okay, good.
Roll, what's his damage on his bite?
3.
All right, roll 3d6.
It's a 5, a 4, and a 6.
So the 4 is 0, the 5 is a 1 in effect, the 6 is a 1 in effect. So 2 damage. And does his bite have any effect on it?
It fucking hurts like the Dickens.
Sure. So he latches on to this Nazi's arm. He's trying to shake him off. 9, Hund, 9. He yanks out a knife and he's going to try to stab Oberly.
Fucking asshole.
The dog is writhing around too much for him to get a good stab in because I rolled a 16 and a 15.
Oh boy.
And he shakes off the dog and runs, and you can hear his footsteps echoing down the hallway.
I think even for a fucking Nazi, somewhere deep inside, he knew it's terrible to stab a dog.
Well, it's a German Shepherd, right?
Yeah.
He probably couldn't bring himself
Oh.
to.
Wait,
Anyway.
so he escaped?
Yeah, it didn't, the attack, I mean, it was a bite, but it didn't actually have any effect mechanically on stopping him from moving.
Shit.
So, but Oberly is basically still in close contact, so. Now, Todd, Austin, or Sarah?
Okay.
Your turn.
The NYPD officers are getting gooier by the moment.
Yes, not in a fun way, not in a Nickelodeon way.
So we still have 2 Nazis that we have to
Yeah.
deal with.
Or you can just let them go.
Sven is going to, he's not gonna go with the bow this time. He's gonna go with his Well-Rod MK2A pistol. And he's gonna take a minor action and he's going to aim this time. Now, what advantage does aiming give?
Aim is a minor action. It lets you re-roll a d20, provided you don't like what the original result is.
Wish we would have remembered we could do things like that earlier on.
Yeah, right? He's got a 9 in coordination, but only a 1 in fighting. Hey, guys, I'm going to try to use my pistol now. Guys,
Yeah?
I did not do so good with my pistol.
Now you can re-roll one of them. What the
That was
other
a
one rolled.
13 and a 19.
Nice.
Jesus. Oh, that's a 1.
There you go. 2 successes. You only need 1 to hit.
Shuck
There you
shash.
go now.
So you can dump that in momentum. And what's the damage on the pistol? What's the challenge die rating?
3.
So roll 3d6s.
3, that's nothing. There's a 2, so that's 2 damage. And a 5, that's damage plus effect.
Does the gun have any effect on it?
Nope.
3 damage.
Yes.
Do you want to describe how he dies? Or
Sven pulls his pistol. The bullet goes in right through his nose, hits the bone behind the sinuses, and ricochets up through his brain.
very, very Saving Private Ryan.
Yeah.
Nazi turn.
Is that guy alive?
The guy crawling away from Sarah is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, that Nazi's dead. The one that got
Oh.
shot in the Private Ryan face.
Yeah.
The one crawling away from Sarah stumbles to his feet, topples over a loaded mail cart, Scheisse! And fires through it at Sarah. That's a 1.
Fuck off.
He hits on a 12, too, so that's 3 hits.
Fucking piss.
I'm going to add some bonus damage on
Okay. I mean, it makes Germans hate Australians.
there.
Even not in wartime.
Oh, yes, famously, they hate them.
Yeah. I do have armor, so.
Okay, it has no effect on it, so that is 4 stun.
Shit.
How many stress does Sarah have?
I've only taken 1 so far.
Yes, you took 1 previously.
Oh, you mean in total?
In total.
Stress are essentially our hit points in this game, right?
That's right, yeah.
I have 13 total.
Okay, so you're still doing good. You're still doing good.
Tough broad.
Let's see, Pierre and Oberly have not gone yet this turn, right? No, Oberly went at the top, so it's Sarah and Pierre have yet to go.
Okay.
PC turn.
So as Sarah kind of staggers from being hit with bullets, Pierre steps from behind her and says, "Yeah, why don't you take about 20% off there, bub?" And aims his pistol and shoots at the Nazi.
What?
It's a sale at the,
On stamps or
on
what?
bullets.
That's his Canadian way of saying calm down.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, common Canadian phrase, I believe.
Our one Canadian listeners pissed.
We're going to have a bunch.
All right, just difficulty 1 to hit him. So
Okay, and that is coordination and fighting.
It is, sir.
11. It's a 19 and an 8. So 1 success.
1 success. That's what you need.
4 damage die. That's 6 total damage and 2 effect.
Yeah, he's gone. So how's that look?
So the Nazi's so excited to have hit his target when he aimed at Sarah that he doesn't notice Pierre stepping over, pulling out his pistol, and blowing out the back of his fucking head.
Jeesh.
A lot of headshots.
Yeah.
This game. You guys are mean.
Hey, well done, my maple syrup shipping friend.
Gotcha, bud.
Sarah's turn. Close out the round.
All the Nazis in here are dead, right?
Yeah. Chris Douglas is running for it.
He's through a door, is that
Yeah.
correct? Well, Sarah yells for Oberly to continue pursuit. Yeah, Get him, boy.
Okay, and she's not going to do anything this round?
She's going to start running after
Gotcha.
her dog.
Okay, so she's running after Oberly.
Yeah.
Top of the next round, presumably Oberly disappears through that doorway, going after Douglas.
Yeah.
Roll. So you need to run him down. Agility to catch him. Opposed test, I'm thinking.
Okay.
Agility and athletics.
Okay, my target's a 13.
Okay, his is a 11. I'm going to spend some threat to give him another die.
Yeah, go ahead. Have a good time with that.
1, a 5, and a 10.
Fucking.
Jesus.
Oprah got a 16 and a 20.
Oh, a complication.
Have that fucker
So-
euthanized.
So that's 4 successes. I got 4 successes. I only need 1 to win. So I'm going to turn those back into some threat.
God damn it.
Because you got no successes, right?
That's correct. And rolled a 20.
And a complication. So have we talked about complications this?
I don't think in this session, no.
Yeah, so a complication means there is some unexpected bad thing happens, essentially.
Hopefully has heartworms all of a sudden. No!
You can ignore them, I believe, if you
Okay, I
spend
choose to do that.
momentum.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, you can't just
I
voluntarily.
mean, sometimes it can just generate threat if there's not like a relevant complication.
That's right. You can give me 2 more threat to buy off this complication.
What is the complication?
He's going to drop another grenade in the hallway.
God damn
to
it.
cut off that line of pursuit after him. I have 7 right now.
Oh, God.
So Oberly is racing down the hall after him, and something drops from the Nazi's hands, bounces down the floor. Oberly skids to a stop. He's seen this before. He lunges out of the way. The grenade goes off. Red mist fills that room, and Oberly comes running back in. Red mist on his tails.
Pierre has bizarre insight. Every now and then he just sees things he shouldn't see. And,
Like his mom naked?
well, ever since he saw that occult book, he just sees things. I want to talk about it. So he somehow senses that this grenade has gone off in the hallway. Now, Kyle, as my obtain info question, is there a way for me to be able to head him off as he makes his escape elsewhere?
Yeah, you can corner him in an alley.
All right.
Outside the building.
All right. So then Pierre hurtles back out the door and around the corner of the building into the alley. Do we want to say we get there around the same time, or do I have time to set up some sort of ambush?
I mean, for one threat, you arrive just as he bursts out a side entrance.
Yeah.
All right.
You do have time to dig a punji pit, though. Like, put leaves over top of it.
Yeah, you run out, and he is coming out the door. Mein Gott!
All right. So Pierre tries to quick draw his pistol and fire at Chris D.
Okay.
Trying to beat an 11, 9, and a 12. So 1 success. 3 damage and 1 effect.
You open up with your pistol. 2 bullets hit him. He tumbles. He came out on this landing 2 steps down to the street. He tumbles over that rail, falls in a pile of garbage, climbs out of it, blood streaming down his chest, kneeling in the dirt. Looks at you. Americans. He reaches into his coat, pulls out this bottle that's glowing blue, pulls the topper off, and downs it.
He's Canadian, by the way.
What are Oberly, Sarah, and Sven doing? Now, it'll take you guys around to get out to the alley.
Okay.
Well, Sven notices in the stack of mail there's a Dick Tracy comic book, and he's
Yeah.
like, Dick Tracy's my favorite, and he just like goes over and starts reading.
As cops are gurgling and dying. Yeah, Sarah grabs a squeegee and some towels. I assume we know that Pierre was running outside, so Sarah and Oberly are going to use a turn to get there.
Okay, Sarah and Oberly are heading out.
Yeah.
Outside, the Nazi spy coughs up a big gob of blood and collapses. And Pierre clearly hears his last breath. Then the body twitches spastically. The eyes open, and he lurches to his feet, returned from the grave.
Did you just call me American, bub?
Blood is pouring out of his ears, nose, and mouth. His eyes are looking away from you. One swivels in the socket to glare at you, and with inhuman speed, he charges.
Wait a minute, I got a styptic pencil.
This is a fearsome creature, inspires fear. First time a character sees this creature, they must immediately attempt a will plus resilience test with a difficulty of 1 or suffer mental stress as if from a mental attack.
All right, so then I'm trying to beat a 9, It's a 3 and a 15, so 1 success.
It was a difficulty of 1, so you do not take any mental stress.
Do Sarah and Opaly need to roll that as well?
When they get out in the alley, they will, yeah.
Okay.
They'll arrive at the end of this round.
Gotcha.
He is going to attack to grapple you with his murderous instinct. It's hand-to-hand. He's using agility plus fighting. I think we said brawn and fighting earlier. That was wrong. It's agility for hand-to-hand. Okay. 16 and a 12. He was looking for an 8 or below. So how does Pierre get away from him?
He just kind of slaps his hands away.
Well, that's very dramatic.
Yeah. Well,
Like, oh, bub, why don't you watch it?
Riveting.
Canadians.
And Operly and Sarah come around the corner. They need to make will plus resilience tests because clearly a reanimated corpse is attacking.
Oh, hey there, Pierre. What the
Pierre.
fuck is that?
There's a snapping of bone as the head turns a full
Oh, Jesus.
180 to look at Sarah coming up behind him.
Only just now sounding distressed, Pierre replies, I don't know, but he called me American.
You're not American?
Ah, fuck off.
Does courage have anything to do with this, Kyle?
It will if you take damage. Yeah, courage is mental armor.
Okay, gotcha.
So if you fail this roll and take mental stress, your courage will knock some of that down.
Understood. Sarah does not have courage, but Operly does.
Yeah, I remember that.
Okay, so what am I rolling again?
Will plus resilience for
Okay.
each one. And you're looking for, you just need 1 success.
Okay, for Sarah, she has an 8 will and a 2 resilience. 17 and a fucking 12. This is a shit day for me. Yeah, I'm gonna roll for Operly.
Okay.
Has a higher will than Sarah. He has a 9.
Yeah, I remember that came up in a quick trip to France.
Yeah, and 1 in resilience, so 10 for Operly as well. For fuck piss. Fucking 2 17s, but he does have a courage.
Okay, so let me roll damage. Only 1 damage.
So Operly doesn't get damage from that?
It does have a piercing effect, and I had 1 effect. So what's his courage?
1.
Yeah, so he'll take 1 stress, and she takes 1 stress. Yeah, it's your turn, Austin.
In the background, you hear, guys, this one has flat top. He's my favorite.
There's just a red mist spreading across the mailroom.
Right.
The last police officer gurgles and vomits blood across the floor. Some of it hits Sven's boots. He just takes 1 step away while he's reading his Dick Tracy. Austin?
So hearing the cries of Sarah and Operly,
Oi, fucking monster.
Pierre pulls his pistol out and says, oh, that'll be enough of that, eh? And just tries to shoot him in the face.
Now, you can attempt a headshot that will take him out immediately with a zombie, but increases the difficulty of the attack by 1.
Okay, well then I'm going to take aim.
Okay, so it's difficulty 2.
All right, so trying to beat an 11. Okay, there's an 11. The other one's a 14. I'm going to re-roll that one. It's also a 14.
Jeesh.
Pierre raises his gun, points it at the head, is about to take the shot, and the thing, at this point, Pierre is looking at the back of the Nazi's head. It slaps his gun, and the shot goes wide. It just skims off a blade of hair. Top of the new round, the Nazi's going first, still lunging, pushing forward towards Pierre. The head swivels back around, hate in his eyes. And we're going to spend, let's see, starts with 2 dice. We're going to spend these 2. We're going to spend these 3.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I'm spending 6 momentum to get 3 extra d20s to roll to attack Austin.
Oh, God.
Sounds about right.
So each additional die costs like extra minute. The first one's
Yeah.
just 1, and
Yeah, the first one costs 1 momentum, or threat in my case. The
Yeah.
second one, 2 threat. The
Okay.
third one, 3 threat.
gotcha.
So he has a focus on hand-to-hand combat. He rolled a 2. His fighting is 2. That means that's 2 successes.
And the rest of them are failures?
Yep, the rest of them all fail.
Oh, funny that.
Yeah, it doesn't matter though, because I hit you, which is what I wanted. So that's 4. I'm going to spend that extra momentum I got for bonus damage. I'm going to spend these 2 for bonus damage.
Oh, my God.
I think I should get some extra experience just for the GM pulling out all of his shit.
Well, don't make fun of my monster next time. So that is 6 stress damage.
Good lord. Oh, and that's over 5 points of damage, so I take an injury.
Fantastic.
What does that mean?
So let's talk about injuries. Injuries are a mechanical state in the game. If you take 5 or more stress in one attack, or if you reach your maximum stress, you take an injury. So an injury does 2 different things in the game. If you get 3 of them, you are defeated, essentially knocked out of that combat. Your character doesn't necessarily die, but they can die, but typically not. because this is, pulp.
And Sven had magical healing powers.
And Sven has magical healing powers. The other thing with an injury is it's a special kind of truth, and it can impair a character in different ways. So if you get the injury broken arm, it's going to make it harder to do things when you use that arm.
Austin wouldn't know anything about that.
Nah.
So at the very minimum, if you have an injury of any kind, the pain and the distraction increase your complication range by 1. So if you're doing a difficulty 2 task, complication range is typically 19 to 20. If you have an injury, it's 18, 19, and 20.
Yeah.
So the injury that Pierre takes is throttled. This undead Nazi wraps its hands around Pierre's throat and lifts him up off the ground, and Sarah sees Pierre's face start turning purple, the hands squeezing, cracking cartilage, and snapping tendons. Okay. Who wants to go next?
Okay, Sarah's gonna sick Operly.
Upstairs, Sven has just found that Dick Tracy is confronting a gangster known as Hammerhead, whose head looks like a shark.
Yes.
Oberly's turn.
Okay, Operly's going in for a bite.
Okay.
Gonna bite right at his tummy.
Oh,
Bite is agility and fighting, so I'm looking for a 14 here, which sounds on paper easy. Got a 7 and a 10. Good fucking boy.
yeah, that's 2 hits. So it's 2 successes. You only need 1 to hit.
Yeah, we'll take a momentum.
Okay, and roll your damage.
3. So 3s and 4s don't count, right?
Correct.
Okay, he got a 2. So that's 2 damage?
Yeah, two stress. Oberly is latches onto the zombie's leg and is yanking it backwards. It moves a few inches, but he's still holding Pierre up in the air. Sarah or Pierre can act next. The zombie, Chris Douglas, has already taken his turn this round. So
Can Sven take his turn to move out there?
Sven sees out the window what's going on, and what does he do?
Well, he grabs up all the Dick Tracy comics he can find and shoves them into his parka and then runs outside to help his friends.
Dick Tracy comics just falling out as he runs.
I love the color schemes. They're so beautiful.
So who's going to go, Pierre or Sarah? Now, Austin, you're being lifted in the air. You're technically not restrained in any way.
Okay.
Sarah's going to open fire on the monster's arms to try to get him to release.
With her Thompson?
Yeah.
Yes, please
Yeah.
just
Sure.
pray and pray.
So coordination plus fighting. You don't spend any momentum?
Is it just 1 to hit?
It's just 1 to hit.
Okay,
yeah.
no,
if
I'm
you
not-
want to shoot him in the head, it does more damage, but it's 2 difficulty instead of 1.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Well, maybe I should. Yeah, why not? We got 3 momentum. Let's use 1, and I'm going to go bypass the arm idea and shoot for the head to just kill it.
Okay.
Thank you, bud.
And you're going to add another D20 to your roll.
Yeah, and I'm also going to aim so
Smart.
I can re-roll 1.
You guys are getting good at playing this.
Man, we're so good at everything.
14 zombies arrive. No.
All right, so target is 13. And I have close quarters.
Yeah, this is...
Focus.
I mean, you guys are in an alley very close together.
Okay. 2 9s and a 1, son.
Yeah, is that 4 successes?
That's 4 successes
Nice.
in any country.
Now remember, you can gain momentum, of course, but you can also spend extra momentum to buy more damage.
Well, a headshot kills him, right?
It ignores his armor.
So I have 2 extra successes, right?
Yep.
I'm going to put 1 into momentum and use the other momentum for extra damage.
Okay, so when you roll your challenge die, add an extra die.
My Thompson is a 4. 5 damage altogether.
So you do 5 damage. The Thompson, she walks the Thompson up the zombie's back, blasting the back of his head open. He stumbles forward, drops Pierre into the mud. Half his head is open. His brain is sliding out. The thing still pushes up, still somehow alive. And it is Pierre's turn.
Pierre watches the brain kind of hanging out of the head and is like, "What's your fucking damage there, bud?" And pulls his gun out to try and finish this fucking thing off.
Okay?
So I am like point blank range.
Yes.
I'm just going to put my pistol to his head.
Okay. You going to spend any momentum? I assume aiming.
Yeah, I'm going to aim. No, I don't think I'm going to spend any momentum.
Okay. Now, 1 momentum goes away at the end of the scene, so
Oh, how come?
that's just a rule in the game.
Oh. Does that
We
work
didn't-
for your momentum too?
No.
What the fuck?
No, it does.
Oh, okay.
Okay. All right. Well, then, I mean, yeah, I'll spend the momentum.
I think the intent is to encourage you to spend it.
Oh, I see.
Oh, okay. All right. Trying to beat an 11.
And I assume you're trying for a headshot, yeah?
Yes.
Okay. So it's difficulty 2.
All right. I rolled a 9, a 14, and a 15, so I'm going to re-roll 1. And it's a 17. Point blank.
So this was difficulty 2, just barely not a complication for you. But the 9 hits, right? No, you needed 2 successes. Unless you want to spend a fortune.
Yeah, what the fuck? I'll spend fortune.
So a focus that adds another success, or
No, if he had...
fortune? I'm sorry.
His fortune allows him to reroll.
All right, so I'm going to spend a fortune, and that'll allow me to re-roll any number of die. So I'll keep the 9 and re-roll the other 2.
Yep.
Good.
All right, there's a 4 and a 16. So
There you
there's
go.
my second one.
There's your second. So roll your damage. This is going to ignore armor because it's a headshot.
Okay. So 5 damage.
The Nazi zombie is pushing itself up, hissing at Sarah, about to lunge, and then its head literally disappears from Pierre opening at point blank range. The headless body collapses just as Sven comes around the corner, trailing Dick Tracy books.
What did I miss, guys?
Oh, not much there.
What happened to him?
Well, he died, and then he came back.
Yeah, we had to kill this bugger twice.
I don't really know why.
So one of them old 2 killed bills.
Is that a common thing in Australia?
Yes.
So the next few hours are you and additional Majestic agents arriving, picking up the pieces of what happened at the...
And pieces of cops, I guess.
The janitors
Well,
are
I think
so
more
mad.
like mopping up, I think.
Yeah.
Figuring out what happened at the Farley building.
We need to find out more about this red mist that turns people to goo.
I don't care much for it myself. I assume we're investigating everything that's happened. We're
Yeah.
sending samples off to the lab, whatever kind of lab they have in the 30s. It's probably not very good.
Yeah, it's
Probably
2 guys
it's
in a white coat in a basement.
One
Hey.
microscope they have
Yeah.
to share.
Hey, guys, it's my first time in America and my first time in New York City. I would like to go find a hot dog, please.
Well, go get you a hot dog. Bring one back for Opally.
Does anyone else like a hot dog?
I don't want a dog, but if you can find some fries and put some gravy on there, that'd be phenomenal.
Sarah looks to Opally and what she thinks is mentally communicates with him and says, "Good job there, bud." Opally looks back and says,
We have more pressing matters at hand. I have an appointment with Dr. Cunningham at 9 a.m. next Tuesday. It is time for my parvo booster.
"We'll get you straightened out there, bud."
You know, as you advance the character, there are telepathic powers. You should totally take them for Operly.
Oh.
Nice.
Yeah.
Make Operly the psychic.
Well, that was one thing when we were leveling up. You said we could add talents and stuff.
Yeah.
Is that something I could do?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
cool.
Yeah.
So something she's made up in her head because of craziness, it can become a real thing. This is Cthulhu land.
Yeah, the dog could be psychic.
Cool.
That way, if Sarah dies, you just keep the psychic dog.
Yeah, well, yeah.
No, you could make Sarah psychic if you wanted. I mean, that's
Sure.
the boring option, but whatever.
Oh, yeah.
It's up to you, player.
So one of the things I'll need to do, Kyle, I think I need to make some kind of roll to see if I have a scar from my injury.
Turns out. Right. So over the next few days, you 3 and other Majestic operatives are trying to run down where these Nazi spies lived, what they were doing,
Their hopes, dreams.
their hopes, dreams,
Hobbies.
fears, loves.
I really hope we solve this case soon, guys, because I want to visit your American cinema and take in an American baseball game.
That's not where you watch baseball games.
No, it's 2 different things. I want to go to the cinema and to a baseball game.
Oh,
Go suck some maple syrup, you fuck.
Sven's really
The
aggressive.
typical happy-go-lucky Sven.
not when it comes to Canadians.
He don't like Canadians.
So Pierre's injuries are treated by Majestic doctors. He needs to make a brawn plus resilience roll, difficulty of 1, to determine whether or not he's going to have a scar from this event.
Oh, boy.
Okay, so bronze 7 and resilience is 1. There's a 3.
Yeah, so you do not gain a physical scar. They're super cool. It's disappointing that you didn't.
Since this is days later, am I taking away all my stress?
Yeah, you guys wipe all your stress.
Yay.
And a few days later, you guys are in the Majestic division of the FBI. The secret division maintains a building in New York. This is the 30s, so of course it's a skyscraper.
Yeah.
You guys are on one of the many floors in a meeting with Senior Agent Kenneth Bussey.
Oh, boy.
Oh.
Thank you, Kenny Bussey, Patreon guy.
And you guys are going over the evidence that you've accumulated, and a number of discoveries have been made. The Nazis successfully destroyed mail that had been sent to Majestic from Europe, specifically from a Dr. Jameson Fitzlewis Hamlin, who is an archaeologist working in Vienna. Some of Majestic's researchers have had professional correspondence with Dr. Hamlin, but nothing related to any of Majestic's investigations into the mythos, So everyone is kind of at a loss as to why he would send anything and why the Nazis would try to destroy it. So of what Majestic was able to piece back together from what the Nazis burned, essentially nothing can be gathered. What they have received is a letter from an Abwehr agent, a German intelligence operative, Gisela Waltrin, requesting to meet Majestic in Vienna regarding Dr. Hamlin. All you know right now is that Dr. Hamlin was an archaeologist and researching antediluvian civilizations. He lived in Vienna, had no major connections to the Nazi Party as far as Majestic or the FBI is aware. And right now, Senior Agent Bussy wants you to gather gear for a trip overseas.
Does this mean we got to go to Germany?
It's in Austria, but that's part of Germany now, I guess. So
That's just like South Germany.
So Austria became part of Germany in 1938. It's 1939, so it's a very recent event.
It's just like West Virginia when it took over East Virginia.
That's right. That's right. Oh, everybody forgets about East Virginia.
History.
So he's going to talk to the chief. He wants you to go talk to Kiyoshi Kato, who's the Majestic technology expert, to requisition special gear for your mission.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm going to get me a katana.
We're slowly, all three of us, turning into the G.I. Joes.
So you travel out on a Majestic boat to North Brother Island, which is right around New York. And you go into this big brick warehouse full of bizarre technological experiments, occult artifacts. Kiyoshi Kato's there overseeing some workers putting this big Egyptian monolith in place on a steel pad with wires running to it. And he sees you guys. Oh, hold on right there, fellas. And he turns around to you guys. Hey, welcome to my little island. How's it going? Kiyoshi Kato.
Hello, I'm Sarah. This here's Opally.
This is a fascinating warehouse you got here, bud. Anybody ever try to buy this shit from you?
Well, technically, it's all property of the U.S. government. Technically, but if you know what I'm saying. No, I don't sell any on the black market.
My name is Sven.
Hi, Sven. You seem positive.
I was wondering if one of the special equipment I could requisition would be a baseball glove.
Well, I always thought about making a baseball glove that exploded when it caught something, but I couldn't really figure out why I would do that. There's 14 of them in that shelf over there. No, I'm kidding. So, no, I'm supposed to give you guys some special equipment. I've got some options for you.
Do you have a retainer like you could put in a dog's mouth that gives him bitey metal teeth?
I mean, I don't, but I want to.
That'd be a cool thing to work on in the future.
I'll tell you what, when you come back, I might have something.
That'd be cool.
Can I pet the dog?
Yeah, absolutely. Opally, get petted.
Yeah, he starts petting the dog and slips him a piece of bacon that he just had in his pocket.
Opally leaves Sarah forever.
And he takes you to they've got a Quonset hut set up next to this big warehouse. And there's a table with equipment. So I've got a couple things here for you. Do you guys know what bolas are?
Yeah.
It's basically like balls attached together with strings.
Yeah, and you throw them, they wrap around. So it's you can use these to capture people. And you notice like these are like this really heavy, dense wood bola. And there's this weird knob on one of them. He says, you turn this, activates the explosive inside.
Dibs.
Yeah.
We use bolas in Australia all the time.
Okay, well, these are explosives.
We explode things in Australia all the time.
He opens a steel case. It's got this sophisticated dart pistol in it with 4 darts. If you need to take anybody alive, use this.
I'm the stealth fighter on the group. I'll take that.
All right? And he opens another case with this huge, like, overbuilt shotgun. This is the Ithaca scatter shotgun.
That's
Mine.
Oh, sorry, Opally.
The shells are maximized for damage.
Oh, yes.
They said I was crazy when I built it.
I think you're perfectly sane, my friend.
He takes what looks like one of those doctor cases out from beneath the cabinet. Got some standard spy equipment in here. Visible ink, briefcase radio, pocket camera, toiletries.
This is like Dick Tracy stuff, guys.
He gives that to you. He's like, this is Vaseline. This lipstick is actually lipstick. That's my wife's. Sorry.
Opally has lipstick sometimes when he gets excited.
So, and Agent Bussy wanted me to give you these. He takes out an envelope, opens it. 3 tickets, passenger ship to Marseille. Then, train tickets to Vienna.
Do you have a dog ticket?
No, I don't. I think they're dog tickets. Here, he hands you some sunglasses that are blacked out.
Do you have a certification to make him a service dog?
It's 1939, son. You just say you're blind and everybody will believe you.
Well, do.
So it gives you all that gear. It says, here are your tickets. Enjoy your trip. And that is where we will end tonight's session. We're going to give you guys some XP real quick.
All right.
So here's experience. Did a PC distinguish themselves through outstanding and conspicuous acts of bravery, gallantry, or heroism? Anybody think anybody did that?
Yeah, I think we all did just for fighting a zombie.
So, I mean, I don't know. Were there any outstanding and conspicuous acts of bravery? I don't think so.
I think we were mostly just doing our job.
Yeah. Whether a PC was seriously wounded. Austin,
Yes,
that's 5
Austin.
XP.
Cool.
A PC found innovative or novel solutions to problems they encountered. I mean, I would say, using what was the ability used, Austin?
Bizarre insight.
Yeah, it's 5 XP.
Okay.
If a PC was willing to sacrifice their well-being or put themselves at risk for the good of the group. I don't know that was really any opportunity to do that.
No.
If there is any particularly adept or enjoyable role-playing of the character, any nominations you guys can
I'll nominate Sven.
for Dick Tracy?
Yeah.
Shanks.
Any others?
No, we were terrible this game.
Agreed. They permanently defeated a major adversary, NPC, or recurring nemesis. I mean, I was going to use that Patreon member again. He's dead now.
Well.
So that's 5 XP.
Okay.
Okay.
And how challenging the mission was, it was, I think, average.
Yeah.
So 10 XP. And we'll pick up with the next episode of ACHTUNG Cthulhu next week.
Cool. Yeah, it's fun. It's been a little bit since we played that, so there was some relearning of the rules.
Yeah. Gosh, we play so many games, they all kind of run together. But I do like ACHTUNG Cthulhu's quite a lot.
I love the pace of this game.
It's
so much.
fun. Like, it's not just like full on action, like a G.I. Joe type game, but there is action.
Yeah.
But it's got like kind of the Dune element too, where there's mysteries afoot and all that.
Yeah, I think the next session there will be a bit of skullduggery.
Yeah.
Cool.
So thank you to our sponsor,
Barrel and Bond. They got bourbon.
Yeah.
Tons of bourbon. If you're into bourbon, go to 100 Broadway, downtown Paducah. They got special barrel picks that you can only get there.
Do not drink the red mist.
Don't stay away from the red mist
Yeah.
room, no matter how much they beg you to go in there.
You're going to see some dissolved cops.
What do you think's in the bourbon?
I've melted in there many times.
Big thank you to all our Patreon backers.
Yeah, you guys are
Yes,
awesome
thank you all so much.
and generous, and
Thank
you're helping
you.
us out a lot. We got some shirts in for,
Yeah.
depending on what tier you're in. You got some free shirts coming your way.
Yeah, I think they look really good. I think Austin did a great job on this
Yeah.
design.
Well done, Austin.
Thank you.
You
And
do-
thanks
you
to
do one thing good.
and thanks to Mighty Tees who actually produced the shirts for us.
Mighty Tees is here in Paducah. Go to them for all your shirt and printing needs. They're wonderful.
So, but hopefully this will come out before Gen Con. We're running late on this episode in terms of our recording because COVID, honestly.
Yeah.
But if you hear this and you're at Gen Con and you see me wearing a shirt with Bastard Quest, don't talk to me. No. Please do talk. Come talk to me. We'll get a beer or something.
Yeah.
I'm going to go get a beer right now.
Yeah, that sounds
Yeah.
good.
Thanks for listening. I'm Kyle.
I'm Todd.
Corey.
I'm Austin.